Imagine you're standing in the middle of an endless grassland. The wind moves gently through the tall grass, and the horizon stretches farther than your eyes can see. Suddenly, a strange animal appears in the distance. At first glance, it looks like something created by artificial intelligence. Its face seems almost unreal. Its nose hangs down over its mouth like a small trunk. Its eyes are large and expressive, and its body looks like a mix between an antelope and a creature from another world. If someone showed you a picture of this animal without any explanation, you might think it was fake. You might think it belonged in a science fiction movie or a prehistoric fantasy. But this animal is very real, and it has been roaming Earth for thousands of years. Meet the Saiga antelope, one of the strangest and most fascinating animals alive today. The saiga lives in the vast grasslands of Central Asia, where temperatures can swing from scorching summer heat to freezing winter cold. Life here is not easy. The landscape offers little shelter, predators are always nearby, and survival demands extraordinary adaptations. Somehow, the saiga has evolved exactly what it needs to thrive. The first thing everyone notices is its incredible nose. That unusual bulb-shaped nose isn't a mistake of nature. It's actually a survival masterpiece. During the hot, dusty summers, the saiga's nose acts like a natural air filter. As the animal runs across the dry plains, dust fills the air. The large nasal passages help trap dirt and debris before they reach the lungs. Then, during the freezing winters, the same nose warms icy air before it enters the body. What may look strange to us is actually one of nature's most brilliant engineering solutions. And the saiga has needed every advantage it can get because its story stretches back to a time when the world looked completely different. Thousands of years ago, during the Ice Age, the saiga shared the earth with some of the most famous prehistoric animals ever to exist. Imagine enormous woolly mammoths walking across frozen landscapes, giant bison roaming endless plains, saber-toothed predators lurking in the shadows. The saiga was there. While many Ice Age animals disappeared forever, the saiga somehow survived. Think about that for a moment. This animal witnessed dramatic climate changes, survived the end of the Ice Age, and outlived creatures that seemed far more powerful and intimidating. It is literally a living relic from a prehistoric world. Yet survival in the modern world would become one of its greatest challenges. Before we get there, let's talk about another remarkable ability. The saiga is built for speed. When danger approaches, these animals can explode into action. Their slender bodies and powerful legs allow them to sprint across open grasslands at astonishing speeds. Watching a saiga run is like watching nature's version of a race car. Dust rises behind them as they race across the steppe. Every muscle works in perfect coordination. Every stride is designed for survival. And they rarely travel alone. One of the most breathtaking sights in nature is a migrating herd of saiga antelopes. Thousands of animals move together across the landscape in a living river of motion. From the air, the scene looks almost unbelievable. Wave after wave of saiga stretch toward the horizon. The ground trembles beneath countless hooves. Dust clouds rise into the sky. The migration is one of the great wildlife spectacles most people have never heard about. For generations, these journeys have helped the saiga follow seasonal changes, locate food, and find safe breeding grounds. But perhaps the most heartwarming part of their story begins each spring. As winter fades and fresh grass covers the landscape, female saiga gather together in large groups to give birth. Within a remarkably short period, thousands of calves are born. Imagine standing in a grassland filled with newborn animals taking their very first breaths. Tiny saiga calves emerge into the world with wobbly legs and curious eyes. Within hours, they are already attempting to stand. Within days, many can run. Nature doesn't give them much time to learn because danger is never far away. Predators constantly patrol the grasslands. Wolves are among the saiga's greatest natural enemies. A herd grazing peacefully can suddenly become alert at the slightest sign of danger. Ears rise, heads turn, bodies tense. On a distant ridge, wolves watch and wait. The tension is silent but powerful. The wolves are patient. The saiga are vigilant. In the wild, every day is a balance between life and death. Yet for thousands of years, the saiga managed to survive predators, harsh weather, disease, and changing climates. Then a new challenge emerged. Humans. As roads expanded across grasslands and development transformed natural habitats, the Saiga's ancient migration routes became increasingly fragmented. Areas that were once open and connected became divided. Movement became harder. Resources became more difficult to reach. At the same time, illegal hunting placed enormous pressure on populations. Numbers that once seemed impossible to reduce began falling at alarming rates. Entire herds vanished. Scientists and conservationists watched with growing concern. For an animal that had survived since the Ice Age, extinction suddenly became a real possibility. Imagine standing in a vast grassland that once supported countless saiga. Now only a small group remains. Dark clouds gather overhead. The landscape feels emptier, quieter. The future seems uncertain. Many wildlife experts feared the saiga might disappear forever. And if that happened, Earth would lose far more than a single species. We would lose one of the last surviving links to a prehistoric world. We would lose a living witness to thousands of years of natural history. We would lose one of the most extraordinary examples of adaptation ever created by evolution. Fortunately, the story doesn't end there. Around the world, scientists, conservation organizations, governments, and local communities began working together to protect the saiga. Researchers traveled into remote grasslands. They monitored herds, tracked migrations, studied population trends, protected breeding grounds, and worked tirelessly to ensure these remarkable animals had a future. Slowly, signs of hope began to emerge. Population numbers started improving in certain regions. Protected areas helped create safer environments. Conservation efforts began making a difference. For the first time in years, optimism returned. Today, there are places where healthy herds once again run freely across open grasslands. Thousands of saiga race beneath bright skies. Calves follow their mothers through fields of green. Ancient migrations continue. The grasslands feel alive again. And perhaps the most inspiring image of all is a single saiga standing proudly on a ridge overlooking a thriving herd below. Behind it rises a golden sunrise. Ahead of it stretches an endless landscape filled with possibility. That moment represents something bigger than one species. It represents resilience. It represents survival. It represents hope. The Saiga antelope may look strange. Its nose may seem unbelievable. Its appearance may make people laugh at first glance. But behind that unusual face is one of the greatest survival stories in the animal kingdom. This is an animal that survived the Ice Age. An animal that outran predators. An animal that endured dramatic environmental changes. An animal that came dangerously close to disappearing forever. And an animal that continues to fight for its place on Earth. The next time someone tells you that nature has run out of surprises, show them the Saiga antelope. Because sometimes the most incredible creatures are not hidden in distant oceans or unexplored jungles. Sometimes they're running across open grasslands beneath a golden sky, carrying a story that began thousands of years ago. A story of survival, a story of resilience, a story that proves reality can be far more astonishing than fiction. And if you enjoyed discovering one of the world's most unbelievable animals, make sure you subscribe and join us for more incredible wildlife stories from around the planet. There are countless amazing creatures waiting to be discovered, and trust me, you won't believe what we explore next.